I might look a little slanted because my tripod's just a tad bit slanted right here. Yes, we're going to get up and we're going to walk. If you are so inclined to walk and if you want exercise, I would encourage you to walk with me because you know what? I have not been walking myself lately. I've been getting myself distracted and I thought, you know what? I really do need to walk at least like around 20 minutes. Let me see if I can put this closer to me. Just a tad bit closer. I won't get too close in your face. I won't do it. I really won't do it. Hello. Hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello from my heart to yours. We can walk together. There's no reason why we can't. If you got a treadmill, you know, you can like prop your little cell phone up or your laptop or something and you can just go walking if you've been putting it off. If you really want to get into the habit, just walk. And it's got to start somewhere, you all. It really does. Yeah, because just sitting there staring at our phones and computer ain't going to get us exercising. It's not. It's really going to make us tired is what it's going to make us. Hello. Let me see this. Whoo, Jamal. Hello. Yeah, so, yeah, I thought I can get on here. And this will be your time to ask questions. If you got a question to ask that you've been wanting to ask me, you got my attention because I'm just walking and looking at the screen. Yeah. And I haven't done this in a long time. Yes, hello. Yeah. You know, when I used to take some type of karate, I don't even know the name of it, when we lived in Hawaii, they told you when you walk, you don't want to bounce up and down. So you want to keep, as you move, you want to keep your head at the same level. You don't want to go like this. Yeah. Oh, Maria. Australia. Thank you. Yes, good day, everyone. Now, not everybody might not like this video. That's okay. It may not be meant for them. It may not. Oh, well, I can see my front door back there through the mirror. That looks pretty cool. Yeah. You know, it's like that Alice in Wonderland. No, it's not like that. Yeah. Yeah, if you've got a question, you can ask it. I'll try my best to answer if I know it. If I don't know it, I'm not going to answer. I will not. Yeah. We woke up to see another day. If you're watching this, we made it through one more day. Yes, we did. Whew. Yeah, so if you've been wanting to exercise, you can hop on your treadmill, or you can just go walk outside. Take a walk outside, walk back and forth in your house. Just make do. Whoopsie. Yes. Oh my goodness, you all. You know, I've been thinking about this disclosure that they said is coming around June. Is it going to come? I really have been thinking about that. Is it going to come in June? Like they say. It could, but then what if it doesn't? Because I don't know how many times before that they had a planned date and the disclosure date came and then went. I try to be positive, I really do, because there's no need to be negative. Well, especially if you got negative news, you really want to try to present it in a positive way. You really would. Yeah. So if you're just tuning in, I'm just walking. I'm walking on the treadmill. And if you've got one, I would encourage you to walk too. We can still do that, even though you're on lockdown or something. I do have a Telegram channel. And you can find the link in the community section of this YouTube channel. Dan, you had to scroll down, but it's like, yeah, it's in there. Yeah, that's right. What is disclosure? It's a matter of perspective. It really is. That's right. Oh, you're so very welcome. Well, I'll just walk to 1 mile at 4.4 miles per hour. And if I'm doing something, I'll end up walking a lot longer. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Whew. You're very welcome, a mermaid. Oh, that's pretty neat. Mirth maid. I like that. Yes, good morning, everybody. And it really is pretty out. The birds are already up and singing and talking. I wanted to go outside and do something in the garden, but the ground is still saturated. And the plants that are in the garden, their leaves are getting water. They're waterlogged because their leaves are turning yellow. And they said that when your leaves are yellow, it's if there's water, it's a lack of oxygen in the ground. They can't breathe. Okay, they can't breathe. People need to stay open to unexpected events. That's right. Yes, we do. We need another dance. Yeah. Whew. Yes, it's a grand horizon. No, I can't incline this treadmill. I had one that I could incline. It was more durable, and I gave it to my father-in-law because he needed a treadmill. So I got this real basic treadmill is what I got. It's very small. It doesn't hold up over, you can't jog on it. Well, I guess you could if you wanted to, but for an avid jogger, you wouldn't want this treadmill to do that on. My thoughts on Jerusalem right now. I don't really have many thoughts because I haven't been keeping up on the news there. I know that there's some conflict arising, but the timing of it is pretty interesting. I really don't. I haven't been reading up on it. Yes. Did I miss any more questions? Let's see. Oh, yeah. I think I got all the questions so far, you all. I am doing pretty good, and you're doing pretty good asking those questions. Yeah. So just think, if you don't move it, you'll lose it. You'll lose the ability to move if you don't move your muscles. You really will. It'll be harder to move. Oh, thank you, Jay Ferris. Yeah. Whew. So I've already walked 6/10 of a mile. See, we've walked 6/10 of a mile at 4.4. And you know, if you can only walk like 1.2, it's better than not walking at all. It really is. Because you don't want to overdo it. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah. I literally got my mind just like, woo. Yes, I'm really not thinking about much of anything. Hello, mucking fuddled. Said it without messing up. Yeah. Yeah, so disclosure, it comes in many forms. It really does. You can have a disclosure that lets you know that things aren't what you think they are. You get a wake-up call, and that's your disclosure. About the disclosure. Yes. Oh, you like to listen to music on your treadmill? Yeah. Normally I'll just watch one of the videos that I uploaded or another video. I don't do very many videos at all while walking on here, and I rarely get on here and do this. But I thought I can do this too. Imagine what they will be holding back. Well, if there is a disclosure, there'll be some type of disclosure perhaps, but if it doesn't happen the way that some want it to, some will be disappointed. They will. I know that timelines get moved up. They do, further up the road. And you're told to wait a little longer. Let me read that because that was for everything they disclose, imagine what they will be holding back. Yeah. Whew. No, nothing is as it seems. Nothing at all. Yeah, and it's really strange. That's okay. It don't matter if you misspell. Nobody's perfect. I do it myself too, and I thought, oh well, I'll just leave it like that. Yeah, because the human mind can decipher what you wrote, even if your words are misspelled. I don't even know what the EBBs are. What is the EBB? I've never heard of that acronym before. Yeah, you can relieve stress if you exercise. It's healthy. You can lose some weight too and tone up your muscles. Oh, okay. Thank you. Emergency broadcast thing. Oh, extraterrestrial biological beings. Okay. Yeah. They do exist because people have literally, they're like interdimensional. People have literally seen them come to them, okay, right there and talk to them telepathically. Some of them are good encounters, but some of them aren't too good. And if they can take you away in the in your dream state and stuff, if they can take, I heard that they can take part of your spirit out of you and leave some of your spirit in your body when you astro travel. But the dimensions are very real. They really are. Interdimensional travel. Yeah, the emergency broadcast system. I don't like long distance running. Never did like it. Never did. I don't think I ever will. There was this tribe in Africa. They could run and run and run and run and run and not get tired. That's how they delivered their messages. I thought that was pretty neat. You watch the cloud pass behind the moon. That's that's right. You will see clouds pass behind the moon for certain. You really will. Well, what are your thoughts on near-death experience and OBE? And have you had any experiences? I don't know what an OBE is. Did somebody just, let me, wait a minute, I got to walk that 1 whole mile before I stop walking. So I'm about 14 minutes into it. I'm at 9.99. Yeah. Good morning. I got to wait. I had to come back to that question. Woo. Or 101 calories. Y'all got to wait a minute. I want to make sure I get that in. 15 minutes. I guess I'm going to stop. Now, let me see this. Oh, okay. Out of body experiences. Um, all right. You watched the cloud pass behind us. The moon is not what we think at times. Sometimes I do think that the moon is just something put up there in the sky. And then sometimes I think the moon is like a being, is what I think. Yeah, the moon's like a being in the sky. Yes, you practice astral travel. That's why if you practice astral travel, you should practice grounding and other measures. What happened to that one question? There was a question on here, and I don't know where it went. Somebody needed to go. Maria needed to go. Oh, near-death experience. I think people do experience something when they feel like they're going to die. I believe that their spirit does leave their body, and that's very significant because that would let a person know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you are a spirit inside of this earthly body, and this body is not all there is to you, okay? You do have an existence in the spiritual realm also. I believe in it. I really do. It's like you enter another realm. Let's see this. Beings live in the moon and don't want us there. I heard that too. Cape Coral in Florida. Good morning. Joseph Smith thought that the moon was inhabited. Yes, I read about him receiving those golden. Now let's think about this. So you have Joseph Smith, who was given golden tablets by a being, and quite possibly an interdimensional being that manifested into the real world. So who was this interdimensional being that he was given tablets? You could say it was like extraterrestrial of some sort, but yet interdimensional, travel in and out of this dimension into ours and manifesting. Oh, I'm sure he had contact with other life form. I am. Yeah, because absolutely. Yeah, I'm not one who's going to meditate. Yeah, I'm not one who's going to meditate to see if I can astral travel. And I'm not one to do that CE5 thing. I'm not one to do that either. No, I'm sorry, I can't do it. There may be some people who really, that's what they want to do. And for you, that's fine. You go for it. If it brings you peace within, if it brings clarity to your being, go ahead and do that stuff. But I'm not drawn to that. I really am not. I do believe in the spiritual realm and other beings, but to meditate, to try to take me there, I'm not going to try to just pinpoint something like that. I'm not going to do it because you don't know what you're going to tap into when you do things like that, because when you try to contact the other realm, you don't know who's going to come through. Okay, there are good and bad beings in the other realm, in the other spiritual realm, who may want to come through. Yeah. Yeah. Mormons reading Scientologist writers. I don't really know much about the Scientology either. I thought all I know is like some Tom Cruise. That's all I know really about the Scientology. Tom Cruise and Scientology. He's whatever they believe. It doesn't matter to me in the big scope of my life. It doesn't. Yes, good evening, you all. Do you think they can communicate through the phone? Because I'm pretty sure it happened. Of course they can. They can tap into the airways. Let me tell you what happened. My hair, let me try to get this hair going. Okay, so my dad, okay, no, I'm not going to take the phone up. I'm not going to pick it up. I'm going to turn the phone around, okay? I'm going to swing this phone around. So I have this hallway right here. Okay, my mom and dad built on to our log cabin. I don't know what year it was, but they built on. My dad had dementia, Alzheimer's, and he passed. He passed over there in their bedroom, and I was there when he passed. And you know what was really interesting is he was laying on the bed, and for like a day and a half, his eyes were so wide open and just staring up through the ceiling. And before he was moved to the bedroom, he would lay in one of those hospital beds and he would look out the window east. And you know, before his death, a few days before his death, he started seeing members of his family through the spiritual realm. So the near-death experiences and stuff, it is real. It's like your spirit literally like disconnects somewhat. It like lets go of this earthly realm that you're in. And then it literally, it's like it's returning home to the rest of your spirit family, your human family that have already crossed over into that other realm. But he sat there and he would see them. And then like a day or so later, he moved in the bed staring straight up. He could hear us talking, but it's like his eyes never closed, nothing. It's like he was absolutely fascinated. Yeah, because I've heard that if you go over, if you see into that realm and you're having your near-death experience because you're experiencing death and you're not going to be on this earth anymore, you're going to see something. You're going to see something in that other realm, and you're not going to want to come back if you're going to see something good. You'll just leave this body behind, and sometimes you don't have a choice. What was I? Oh, yeah, I know what I was going to say. I was talking about this doorway, this hallway. So my mother, after my dad passed, she would hear music playing in the middle of the night. There was no music on. She would hear it. Okay, and when she got remarried, she left. And I remember I was in my bedroom in the corner of the house in the middle of the night. And I was sleeping and I was awakened by a radio. It was playing an old song on the radio, and it was staticky. It was really staticky, and I had never heard that song before. But it was a loving, a comforting song about loving you or something like that. It was really old, and I thought, now wait a minute, no, you're not going to wake me up in the middle of the night, turning that radio on with the static. So the next morning, I got up and I got my dowsing rods out. I did. The water things that you can find water with. And I was searching for the energy because I thought, I'm not going to be waking up hearing that radio. It literally was like, and there was I know who it was. It was my dad coming through the other realm, and he was speaking through the radio. If you believe in the paranormal, it does exist. It's another realm besides this realm. Probably those who have crossed over into the other realm, probably looking over here in this human realm, thinking, what are those people doing? Don't they know that there's more to life than that realm that they're in? I'm sure they're looking over, seeing things that we can do. So I wanted to find that energy. I didn't want no negative energy. I didn't want any of that. So it led me straight over there into that very spot where he passed in the middle of that room. So I asked if his spirit was still there, and it said yes. And you know what I did? I told him if he was there, if he could even hear me, that it's okay. It's okay. He can go now. I am doing good. Mom is doing good. We're happy. He can go now. He can. You have to tell these spirits at times, even if they're loved ones or someone, give them permission to leave. Because they may feel that they're still needed. They may have some kind of attachment to the area, and of course they did. They want you to be okay. They really do. You may say, Gina, but you claim to be a Christian. You claim to be an ordained minister, and you're talking about people talking to you from the spiritual realm. Don't you know that is against the Bible? Hello. That's open to anybody's own interpretation. Okay, it is. Okay, but yes, I did. I went over there, And I told them, you know, angels are spiritual. The Holy Spirit is a spirit that lives within you. You could call it God's source. You can call it whatever. But that's what happened. I told him if he was there, he could go. And I wanted him to be happy. And you know what? When I asked, are you here? The lights in the bathroom flickered with a yes. That's what they did. They flickered with a yes. I wasn't scared or anything. I wasn't, but you know, I wanted to get my sleep. I did. And that's not rude of me. That's not rude. But I wanted to get my sleep, and I didn't want I don't want nobody's spirit trapped. Okay, because you've heard stories about people's spirits being trapped in buildings and stuff. That's real, you all. That's not make-believe. And if you watch those scary movies about that exorcist and whatever, that stuff's real, and that stuff is nothing to mess around with. I will not watch nothing like that. You don't play with spirits, okay? You don't play with no evil spirits or stuff, because they'll get into you. They really will. And you won't be yourself no more, okay? They'll turn your life upside down and try to literally destroy you, okay? That's what they'll do. But he had the spirit left. The spirit left. Never did hear that radio anymore. Never did hear it. That's right, we do. We walk around spirits every day. Now, there's going to be some people who like to listen to every single word I say and pick it apart. You go right ahead. Go right ahead. If you ain't got nothing better to do, you go have at it. But the spiritual realm is real. People do get trapped. They do. And spirits get into people. And it's not good. It really isn't, if they're bad ones. Okay, we're spiritual beings. And if you've got a loving spirit within you, you're going to be able to connect with other loving spirits. You are, because of the core of that spirit is love, okay? It's love. But you know what? Whatever you search for, you're going to find, whether it be good or bad. You're going to search that out, but you better be careful what you're searching for. You really better, because it's not a game. The spiritual realm is very real, and it's not a game at all. Our words have the power of life and death. Our thoughts have the power of life and death. Because, you know, once you speak words, I could say something, and I may not even know it, but the words that I say may literally change a person's life. Just like you, the words you say may literally change a person's life for the better, okay? For the better. Or you can literally destroy somebody with your words, and you don't want to do that. You don't. You do not want to go around destroying people with your words, because it's like a double-edged sword. Words are double-edged. They cut both ways. You just be careful which way you cut. And narcissist personality, Jezebel. There is all kinds of personalities out there. There really are. There's narcissists, there's greedy people, there's liars. It's an exhaustive or non-exhaustive list. Yeah. You name it, there's something there. There really is. Absolutely. People can see into the spiritual realm. They can see ghosts. Ghosts are real. People, I'm not getting a lot of this stuff. That's right, Rosie Pie. Words are kind of like spells, I guess. You can speak goodness to people and encourage them. You know, when you encourage somebody with their words, do you really realize what that does to them? It's like you're nourishing them. You're nourishing their spirit. You're giving them that confidence they need to keep going and not give up. Yeah, because it literally goes to the core of their being. Can you separate the families from a person once the familiars have taken over? You're using a terminology familiar spirits. That's from a King James. Okay, can you separate families? Can you separate families? Well, there's like something, it's like an unclean spirit that was cast out of a man. Okay, what it really was. The spirit was left and the house was swept clean. But guess what? The spirit came back and brought with it more that were more evil than the one that was cast out. And that final condition of that man was worse off than the beginning when that one spirit was cast out, because it came back and found the house swept clean. And it got right back in that man with other evilness it did. And there are indications, there are examples of people in the Bible, like one had a legion of demons in him. One individual, a legion. Yeah, so, and this ain't a good topic, it ain't. But they're real. That's right. Polly, honey, that's exactly right. They're real. And you could look around the world today and you can see atrocities that are being committed. You can look at some people today and they're doing horrific things. You can say that they got some kind of entity attached to them, spiritual entity attached to them. Of course, we got weapons that literally are used as frequencies that can make people do things that they normally would not do. All of that too. Yeah, negative energies and emotions will feed the entities. Yeah. Our positive energy, yeah, you've got to have, you don't want to go into a downward spiral. When you go into a downward spiral, your vibration is lowered, and then you're going to attract those lower entities, those lower vibrational things. They feed off your energy, and all this fear and gloom and doom that you see on the news that causes anxiety, that's going to send you down into a downward spiral if you let it. You can be aware, you can listen to what they say, you can be aware, and if you feel it's too much and you can't handle no more, turn the TV off. Turn off that video. Don't even look at it anymore. If you feel yourself started going into a downward spiral, disconnect, because energy travels through the airwaves and the frequency waves. Yeah. That's right. I don't know what's happening. Yeah, somebody talking about food? Is somebody talking about food on here? Yes. I'm not a baker, and I'm not one who really likes to eat a bunch of sweets. I don't really like pies at all. I don't. If I am to eat a pie, I'd like to eat like maybe an apple pie, but it's few and far between. No, I'm not going to do stuff like that's not me. Okay, that's not me. People do that. Yeah, you can hear the frequencies and you can smell them. I can walk around in my yard out there in certain areas within my yard. I can literally smell the frequency. It's a sweet aroma that I smell out there. Only near these geopathic ley lines in my yard, I can literally smell the frequency there. Country boy, you're here. Hello, everyone. If you just tuned in, you dismissed my walking and you just jumped into an all over the place conversation is what you've done, because I'm all over the place. Yes. I can't stay on one subject. I can't at times. Angels and demons are a complex topic. Could you elaborate how us humans fit into that puzzle? That's a complicated answer. It is, based on the belief system within your spirit, within you. It really is. Yeah. You could say, you know, when there's a parable when they were out planting in the scripture. The servants were out planting seeds, and then they noticed that weeds were coming up. And then they asked the master of the garden what happened. He said an enemy did this. So the weeds were allowed to grow up. And then at the time of the final harvest, which would get us to the aliens harvesting the earth, the bad entities, then they get like, just like that, separating of the wheat and the tares. Yeah, have you noticed that they got movies about harvesting? And if you watch that Jupiter ascending, that big ship, he wanted to come to the earth and harvest the human beings. Why did they have to put that in there? Come to the earth, harvest the human beings, and they had it all planned out, what they would do with all the material they got from the humans, how much it would cost and stuff, how much money they would get. I think someone else tried that to a whole populace. I do. Try to wipe it out. Yeah. Boing. We all need a big boing. Yeah, well, I seen it once, and I thought, wow, you got to be kidding. That's right, you all. Oh, are they like us? I hope they rapture us away to another planet. You know, there are some people that, even in the religious world, in that type of world, they believe that we are going to be given a planet. They're going to get their own planet. I heard this theory one time. They were going to get their own planet. They're going to get crowns on their heads and with jewels in their crowns. But yeah, they're going to rule over planets. I heard that, and I couldn't believe it, but yeah. You smelt a male perfume? Wow. No, I never watched that Cocoon movie, Country Boy. My television viewing was very limited growing up. We weren't allowed to watch very much TV, and I'm glad that we weren't, or listen to very much radio, and I'm glad that we weren't. I really am. Yes, hello, Demetrius. You all, if you want to ask questions, you can ask questions because I'm trying to answer questions is what I'm trying to do. Yeah. I'm not going to have the answers, and some people will ask questions to try to get me in a trap and use my words against me. Yeah, they'll do that too. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to watch that movie. It doesn't sound good at all. It doesn't. I'm not fit. I really am not. I've gained 8 pounds during this whole ordeal, and my muscles are out of tone. They are. I haven't been really watching what I eat. I don't eat a lot of junk food, but yeah, I need to lose weight. That's why I was walking a little bit. I'm not going to watch it. Don't ask me. Don't recommend me watching scary movies, because guess what happens when you watch scary movies and stuff? Spirits travel through those frequency waves. They travel right through. They can travel right through. Okay. Do I feel happy? Rosie Pie, do I feel happy that it's almost over? Rosie Pie, I don't know what you're referring to. I really do not. I have a slight inclination of what you might be referring to. If you want to clarify that, you can go right ahead. But am I happy on the inside? Yes, I am. I like to look for the good things in people and in life, and I like to focus on the good things. But I'm not going to live in a fantasy world. I live in the real world with the knowledge that there is a spiritual realm, another realm beyond this realm. Yeah. Do I think that all the evil is almost over here on the earth? No, I do not. That's just my personal opinion. Do I think it's going to start getting a lot better from this day forward? No, I do not. I still have till 2022, around June of 2022, maybe a few months afterward, for what I'm doing, because when the three beings came down in the beam of light, and the older lady who read my thoughts, she told me it was only going to be 4 years, and that was around June, a few months later, of 2018. So 4 years, my 4 years will be in 2022, from June, maybe a few months later, of doing what I'm doing in whatever capacity that I'm supposed to do it in. So yeah. So whatever that might be. Yeah. If you're just tuning in, you're welcome to ask a question. I may not have the answer you want. I may not have an answer, but I'll try to answer it. I will. And you notice I haven't been really showing UFOs lately. I haven't. If I'm not feeling led within my spirit to show them, I'm not going to. You can get programmed through the television. You can. I mean, it's got some good movies to watch. I like to every once in a while watch a movie. I like sci-fi at times too. All of that. Oh, we got the trolls coming on here now. The moderators are getting pretty busy. They're good moderators. It's hard to find good moderators, but that's wonderful. Yeah. So the longer I stay on, the more they come out. Dragonfly, can I talk more? Polly, honey, you got this. Demetrius, you got this. Apple Brooks. Yes, I do protect myself. I pray. Okay, if I even feel a negative energy in this house or anywhere outside, you know what I do? I will literally, this is what I will do, and I've done it a lot. I will literally anoint the house and place my hand on it and pray. I will anoint it in the name of Jesus. That's what I will do. You may say, well, you just believe in Jesus. Yeah, I do. I will anoint every four corners of my house on the outside. If I feel a negative energy, I will anoint it with oil. I'll pray over it. I will do it to every single room in my house, every single window, every single door, inside and out. I will literally walk around all of my property, and I will do the same thing. All four corners of my property, I will do it. Okay, that's what I will do, because I believe it works. If you don't believe it works, then don't do that. Okay, don't do it. Yeah, but it does work. You can feel the energies if you are connected to the spiritual realm. Yeah, you can smudge it with sage. I will go outside, and I have a sage plant right outside my door. I will eat sage leaves every time I go out. 90% of the time, I will reach down and I'll pick around 4 of them, and I will eat them. They taste good too. They taste very good to eat them. I got lots of sage. And you know, I had grown sage, and I didn't know that people smudged with them. And I had went down the road, and this guy was looking for white sage, the long leaves or something of it. And he said it was hard to come by, some dried ones. And you know, we dry our sage to use it in food. But I actually gave him a big jar of dried sage, because that's what he did. He smudged with it. Yeah, it tastes really good. It does. It is good to eat. It tastes really, okay, yeah. So somebody said something, since we got some that, oh, I'm supposed to be talking about the beings that came down. Yeah, so out front, there was this blue light or something like that. 3 beings came down in a beam of light on one of my main convergence ley lines in my front yard facing the eastern sky. It's the same spot where I took the pictures of the observatory that shut down. So 3 beings came down in a beam of light, and I'm standing on my front porch. You see this door behind me? I'm standing right outside that door, and I'm looking at them coming down. It's a small tan extraterrestrial, shorter than 3 feet, an older lady, kind of chubby, kind of short, but she's taller than the extraterrestrial. And then there is a young lady who is right over here on the porch with her arms overlooking the yard at the eastern sky with long brown wavy hair. And I was looking at her and I thought, I knew why she was here. She was going to be me and I was going to be her. And I was worried about my daughter because this person was going to be a very outgoing individual. And my daughter's quiet and I'm quiet and my life was going to change. So the older lady who was over there by the small extraterrestrial, she read my thoughts and she looked at me and she told me, it's okay, it's only going to be 4 years. And then that's it. That's all that happened. And now I'm here. I'm on social media with a big following. So that's how I got here, you all. I started showing UFO ships, pictures of the UFO ships daily, the long white ships. And I'm talking to you here, and I'm just to do whatever I'm supposed to do in whatever capacity that I'm supposed to do it. But my 4 years are going to be up doing this in around June of 2022, next year. And what will I do afterward? I don't know. I may be dead. I may not be. I may be doing something different. You may still see me on here, but that's the time frame that I was given when the 3 beings came down. And I expressed later, it was probably a month ago, if even that, the overall mood that I felt while standing there right outside this door, looking at the older lady and the younger lady. It was a very, very serious mood. There was no laughing. There was nothing. It was very serious. Yeah, it's not. It's no game. It's nothing. This is serious. Why I'm here for the 4 years. Is it fun at times? Yeah, it's fun, but it was very serious. That was the mood. Very serious mood. Yeah. Country boy, I've had experiences. I've seen UFOs when I were little. Those big old lights in the sky when I was in elementary school, right outside my house one evening, twice in that evening. And then my grandmother, well, she always was scared of the men in black. That's all she talked about is the men in the black cars. Even since I was a child, and we thought she was losing her mind, but now I know that there were men in black that she was terrified of. And I seen the man in black once on my way home from school, waiting for me to cross the creek, go up into the woods through my shortcut, and I turned around and ran the other way. I've had some other experiences. Yeah. And I've had missing time like people too. Yeah, hit that like button if you don't mind. That is so happy. Yeah, well, you're so welcome. Yes, Polly, we went to that creek. I went to that cliff where the water was flowing out. You all may not have known it, but I actually had Polly Temple. It's been around a year or so ago, maybe a couple years ago. She came to visit me at my home here and stayed for around a week. It was wonderful. I took off of work and we had a blast. So I'm very thankful for Polly saying, okay, Gina, I'm going to fly out there. Because it was nice. My family was already off on a vacation. I think my husband and my daughter had went to Peru. Yeah. It was nice. It was wonderful. Yes, I'm not reading nothing about no CME. I've seen a tad bit of posts about a CME coming. I haven't went over to the iswa.gsfc.nasa.gov. I haven't to look. Yeah, but I'm sure it may not even be what you think it is. Okay, it may not. There may be something more to it going on too. There sure just may. That's exactly right. Bubblegum, what kind of work do you do? I no longer work. I resigned from my job. It was in the printing business. Yeah, clerical and stuff like that, without getting into too much detail. But it was a good job. really good job. But I felt that my time there was, it was time for me to leave. You know, when you've done something and you feel within your spirit, okay, it's time for you to go, then you go, okay? And I was doing this, so yeah, I resigned from that job last year in February, so I could focus on this because it was keeping me from doing what I'm doing. Okay, it was because my heart was right here. This is where my heart was. So this is what I do. Somebody said, well, if you're getting a job, I'm going to talk about this, you all. Somebody said, well, if you're getting a job, who's paying you? I'm not getting paid. Nobody's paying me. If you're on this YouTube channel and you see a skippable video, it's YouTube ad. Okay, they pay you to run a 3-second ad. Okay, so that's how I get paid, is on here. Nobody's paying me. I don't have some entity saying, Gina, you get on here and you'll do this and you do this and that. So yeah, Gina, do you make money off of YouTube? I get paid from the 3-second ads that are on the YouTube. Yes, I do. But I have not set up a patron account like the majority of YouTubers. I'm not on here asking for donations or anything of that sort. I'm not. It's just the ad revenue that comes through on here. Now, that's one thing you don't like to talk about is money, money and religion. But yeah, to answer that question, for those who want to know who's paying you, it's the 3-second ads, the skippable ads. There's no patron, there's nothing. I don't feel within my spirit to set it up. And there is no other money coming in, okay? There isn't. Yeah. Now, I've seen a lot of YouTube channels who literally have those accounts, different tiers of patron. That's right, Polly, I got reassigned doing this right here, what I'm doing. There's a lot of people that have this patron thing. It said where you can do 3 tiers. People pay money and you pay a certain amount and you see something and then you pay more and then you see something else and then you pay more money and then you get to talk to them one-on-one. I'm thinking, oh, wow. I ain't got time for that, you all. If I'm going to talk, it's going to be right here. I ain't got time for the individual. I can talk to you all as a whole. I can. Yeah, I can do that. I can do that. So, and the only other way a donation would come through, because I've had people throw that question in there recently, can we donate to you? And sometimes I think, you know, that's a trap question. Because they threw it in the other day, and I said, I don't have any other method. I don't. And that's when I said, I have Super Chat. Super Chat is enabled on here. That's, if you wanted to give money, you could give it through the Super Chat. Am I going to ask you to give me money through the Super Chat? No, I'm not. Am I going to ask you to donate money to me? No, I'm not. I'm not going to do that, you all. Okay, I'm not. Let me try to, I took my shoe fell off. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know if any other YouTubers explain that to you, how that works. Yeah. Good morning. So, did the aliens go into your body? Did the aliens go into my body? No, I can assure you that I am me through and through. This is Gina, okay? I am an old soul. Okay, I'm a very old soul on this earth. I have known that since I was little. Okay, I did not fit in good with my peers, people my age. I would fit in, I was always able to connect to much older generation of people, the much older generation of people. Okay, I'm an old soul. We're spirits in this body, you all. And you know, if you believe in people traveling back in time, that different versions of yourself and you in the future, like time is irrelevant in the spiritual realm. It really is. It doesn't exist. All of that. Yes, Demetrius, you know if you're an old soul, you've been around this, you've been around more times than one. You have. Yeah, a lot of you are old souls, and you probably have felt like you didn't fit in your whole entire life, that this earth is not your home. That's right, Bubblegum. There's no such thing as time. Yeah. Maya, you are right. Even when I was in my 20s, There's been very, very, very few people that I can literally connect with on a spiritual level, the level that I want to. Very few, because they're not on. And you're going to be on different spiritual levels. You are. You're going to be on different spiritual levels than other people. Okay, that is a given. It's just like some people have a tiny bit of faith. Some people have even more faith, and then some people have a gigantic amount of faith. It's not all the same. It isn't. And to this day, there's very few people that I can connect with on a spiritual level, the level that I want to. I feel like I have been able to connect with you all, a lot of you on that level, because it resonates with my being, my spirit on the inside. It does. Yes. You always felt like an older person from the past. Well, I read this little article about this lady. Polly, honey, you go to the pool. Thank you for moderating, Polly. Have a wonderful day at that pool. Yeah, so there was this article about this little girl who lived in Japan, and ever since she was little, she said that she was a Japanese soldier. This is an article that was just posted recently. She was a Japanese soldier. She had memories of being in a war. And at first, her parents didn't want to listen. But then this doctor or this scientist or this somebody, a researcher, got wind that this person had these memories of past life, of reincarnation. You may say, Gina, you don't believe in reincarnation. Jesus was reincarnated. Moses was Elijah reincarnated, or Elijah was Moses reincarnated. One of those things like that, okay? It does happen in the spiritual realm. But anyhow, she had memories of being a Japanese soldier, and she dressed like a boy and stuff. And come to find out, when she was sat down and interviewed, yes, it happened. They found people who could back up what she was saying. They could. So there's something to it. There's something to this reincarnation, the recycling of spirits, the recycling of the people, the spirit that's within you. There's something to that, you all. We may not know the whole truth, but there is something to it, because children have memories. A lot of children have memories when they're small, but once that certain time stamp happens, then you get a big dose of the fluoride or something in your mouth, and you hold it for whatever. But yeah, something happens and they're no longer able to remember. Yeah. Yeah. There's something to it. Now, when I went to Maryland, when I was a student, a teacher's aide, a teacher assistant in Maryland, there was this teacher, this lady, and you know what? She was older than me. She was probably 20 years older than me. I looked like her. She was short. Her hairstyle is like mine was now. And it was like the same personality. I thought, wow. There's something to it too with the doppelgangers. If you think about the doppelgangers, the people, like they say, there's always a double. Why is there a double of you? Okay. And have you ever ran into people who say, I feel like I've known you all my life. I don't know you and I just met you, but I feel like I've known you all my life. Have you ever ran into people like that? I know you have, so you better say yes, you have. There's something to that too, because your spirit recognizes that spirit. Mr. Sasquatch, you doing stuff? What are you doing, Mr. Sasquatch? When you got married, you suddenly realized you had been reincarnated. Aw, that's sad. That really is sad to hear. You don't want to be a doormat. Nobody wants to be a doormat. Nobody has to be a doormat. Let me read about this. An ancient soul harvesting machine that is inside the moon. It can never be destroyed because it runs on solar energy left in the moon by the Orions. Yeah. Well, there was a movie, and I think it was called Aeon Flux, where there was this great big airship up in the sky, and there was this old man in there, and there was these people's DNA or something, and there was like these, I don't know what he was doing, but when you died, they would take that and they would put it somewhere else, and you'd be recycled in another family over and over and over. That's what they did. They recycled the people, brought them back to life. We do have bubbles. we do have doubles. You ever see a lot of those actors? They have body doubles, and they almost look exactly like them. Oh, Mary Jane, you're welcome. Aeon Flux. It's a sci-fi, but it was really neat. This the Earth was a terrible disease ravaged the Earth. So they had this dome in this movie. This dome was built, and there was people inside there, and they were like an advanced civilization. Everything was clean. It was like eco-friendly and all that. People wear white clothes and stuff, and nobody could have babies. They didn't think they could have babies anymore, and that's why they picked your baby. You were recycled. If you wanted to have a baby, well, they would do something, inseminate you or something. I don't know how that worked in the movie. I can't even remember, and you would have the baby. Because this woman, one of the main characters in the Aeon Flux, I think that's the name of it, she was hired to stop this cycle, this vicious cycle that was coming on the person behind it. And when she got to the man who was behind it, he recognized her as his wife. In years and years back, he was trying to find her through reincarnations or whatever you do. And he finally found her, but her memory was wiped clean. And she saw a picture of her and him, a black and white picture, I think, or a photo, and she couldn't realize it, but then somehow she wakes up and she realizes what's going on, and then he wants to stop the cycle that's happening. So they destroy that airship up there, and they break through the dome, and there's a whole new world out there, and everybody can get pregnant again, but they weren't able to have babies, but they realized people were getting pregnant, and the controllers didn't like it. So something like that, I don't know. You haven't been as hungry and you can't smell fast food. Oh, that's not good. Could be some kind of frequency causing that. Your brother was in Tunisia years ago, and he saw your twin. He was almost taught, it was you. Yeah, something like that, you all. This video, it's going on long. It's like 62 minutes long, and it's not for everybody. So if you'd like to hear somebody talk, then you can watch this video and just listen. You can just listen to it while you do stuff. Yeah. Yes, all of that. Well, thank you, Melody. I feel good. I'm going to go outside, and I'm going to look at the yellow leaves on my plants in the garden because they got no oxygen to their roots. Yeah. Oh, you're very welcome, Demetrius. Gina, the storyline of that movie, what if it's our reality? Well, Country Boy, that's a thought, isn't it? It's really a thought. Could be. It really could be. And then you could say, well, what if that's Star Wars and all that stuff that's going on? What if that's really happening above? That could be true, the Galactic Federation of Light. There's so many strange things happening. Yours are yellow in Texas too. Yeah, and if you don't get enough water or you get too much water, your leaves are going to turn yellow because of the lack of oxygen. Aeon Flux, I think it's an A-E-O-N flux. There could be more than one. I think there is more than one. But they're trying to stop the whatever thing. Is that what yellow leaves mean? It's too much water. The water is saturated just in the ground, and it's starving the plant's roots of oxygen. That's for me because our garden, that lower garden, has wet soil. That's what it is. Well, with that being said, I am going to go, you all, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And yes, I've been all over this place in conversation, but if you had a question, you could ask it and we could try to answer it. Thank you all so very much, and thank you to the moderators. Yes, hit that subscribe button. Thank you, Apple Brooks and Demetrius. That's a long time for y'all to be tuning in here, over 1 hour long. Yeah. Have a wonderful rest of your day, everyone. Love you.